All right, so for tonight, you guys are going to have to use a whiteboard and a erase marker.
You racist. Well, I've been Glenn a couple times. He hasn't answered, so.
I hope he's all right.
You too. And you're going to hear a loud crash as my son comes down to pick up his food that was just delivered.
As long as you don't get in the way, right?
Oh shit.
It says he's playing DAOC.
Okay, so we're actually live. Let's see if this is going to work right. Unfortunately, the cameras are all screwed up because we're missing someone, so this is going to be a little bit dicey this evening when it comes to actual visuals. So folks who are watching at home, please understand that we have some technical difficulties when we're missing people. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to kind of fix that, hoping. But welcome back to the Mystic Syndicate, and I am your Dungeon Master, Brian. And tonight we are heading back to Greyhawk. This is a Princess of Celene, episode 30. So that's kind of cool that we made it to 30.
Isn't this actually 31? I thought last episode was 30 because the mini session. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't count the mini session as an actual session. It was a special event. So when it actually hits actually, I think I already published it. I think I published it to YouTube. But it, of course, will not be published to the podcast for probably a couple of more months because I'm trying to pace those out. For those folks who do not know, yes, we do have a podcast. You can check us out at iTunes. Just search for the Mystic Syndicate podcast. And you can find us there. You can also find us on iHeartRadio, which I don't know if anybody even listens to that anymore, but maybe they do.
They will now.
Samsung. Trying to think. There's a few other ones that are out there. So yeah, give us a check us out. See what you think. Leave a review if you would like. And it doesn't have to be, a good review. I mean, you can be truthful. We're not here to censor people. We're not those type of. We're Gen X for the most part. So we don't do that. We don't cancel. We don't cancel.
I feel repressed.
You feel repressed? Do you believe this is an autonomous collective? No. Alrighty.
So the only one that didn't have shit all over it.
So we're going to start off with our introductions, and always we like to start with Grenna.
I am Linda. I run a Babbleboots.
Unfortunately,
I can't hear you, Grenna.
We couldn't hear you at all, unfortunately.
Does that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, it didn't.
Yeah.
You might want to reset that whole mic.
Yeah, that mic might need help.
Not that mic or this mic, that mic.
Oh yeah, the mic she's holding, not the mic that's not
the mic that I'll nickname Joe Morgan.
So does it better?
Nah, you're still kind of breaking up. And for those people who are listening, eventually we will probably try to start a Kickstarter to get everybody new microphones, but that's down the road.
Hey, Melinda, turn on your mic because you're muted and Russ is not. So try your mic that's on your computer. I guess who's next?
Yeah, I thought his computer froze for a minute because he's so stone-faced.
Okay, well, I guess.
Can't hear you. Nope.
Go ahead, Mike. You're up. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm Mike. I'm playing Kiffi Blackhammer, Dwarven Cleric of Fortubo.
Without his beard.
Hello, I'm Pav, and I play Kelex, a paladin, human paladin of Heronius.
Russ, do you want to try? Guess
Hear
not.
me?
On and off.
Often, yeah.
So
Mime it.
I know I said mine says Squire Tomas Waverly, but I am now officially Sir Thomas Waverly, champion of Orith. And I play a bard fighter.
Cool. All right, and eventually we're going to have Glenn show up, and he kind of lost track of the day, and so he'll be here pretty soon. And then so that he plays Timble Snippenblaven, so that'll be cool to have him aboard as well this evening. Shots
Hey, Glenn's
fired.
here. You can tell.
Working on it.
Oh goodness. I was solidly focused on Thursday being the game night.
That's okay.
Working on doing some stuff with my son Donovan tonight. Well, completely forgot about this.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Donovan.
Ouch. Damn.
If you only knew the stuff that this man tried to have my son drink. All you got to know.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I'm trying to get everybody to drink. I'm the great enabler.
Yeah, it's what you're enabling that's the problem.
Well, he was over 12.
Hmm?
He was over 12.
Some of the time, yeah.
Yeah, well.
Some of the time. Okay, so we're all here now. Thank goodness. Hopefully we'll be able to figure out our technical difficulties along the way the last time that we met. Some of you had joined us for the War Room special session that we had last week, where Kelex and his
Crappy rolls.
the entourage of I don't know what the best way to put it, I suppose, but his war council sat down and kind of figured out how many troops that they could depend on from other neighboring countries. They were able to get some. The rolls were not with Kelex, unfortunately. The rolls were looking pretty poor, but that's okay. They were at least able to bring the day count up a little bit, which was good. So right now, I believe you guys are standing at 21 days until the cat completely overrun Bissel proper. So, before that, though, they had been in the situation where Kelex was handed the position of Lord Protector of all of Bissel. And he decided to go ahead and create his council of advisors at that point in time. They had discussed what they were planning on doing. At that time, though, they only had, I think, was it 12 days? But
Correct.
Now they have 21. So this is good. So now they have a little bit of space, a little bit of leeway to play with until that faithful day arrives. So I leave it to you, gentlemen and lady. What is your next step?
Loot the treasury and move to the Great Kingdom.
Oh, it's one way to do it.
This is why we said we were never going to tell Russ how much gold was in the treasury.
I'm going to go on record. I'm with Russ.
Well, I guess, I mean, our next step was we were going to get Lady Ilias safe, right? And then from
We're
there
gonna
go to Queen.
Raven.
Take her to
We'll see
Raven.
Raven.
Right.
see if that maybe there's anything she can do to help our cause.
I did burn one day trying to find something out about the dragon offline. The dragon is female.
It is true.
We knew that.
Did
We
you
knew
That's
that
about
already.
all I got.
get your finger in there, did you? One, or was it a shocker?
Shocker.
Oh, Lord.
If you give the shocker to a red dragon, never mind.
Yeah, let's
Good luck.
not.
Is Grenna saying something?
Who?
Did you say something, Grenna? No?
So what'd you do? Look her tail and find out?
Well, kind of something like that. I looked her up in Play Dragon.
Play Dragon. There's a lot of back copies in the library.
Well, it was one of the back issues. Remember, she was young then. Now she looks nothing like. I mean, she let herself go. Obviously, that's what happens to all those queers. Anyway,
I guess the question is, did the pages actually open okay?
well, they were a little crackly.
Stuck together.
What you about that wood?
Wait a minute, everybody's making fun of Play Dragon, but everybody busted my shit for Fleshlight? Come on, man.
Okay.
So I guess the question is that still the plan?
I think that's still the plan. We talked about that and getting that. And then from there, you were going to appoint somebody as marshal. And
Yeah,
then
so
we-
Brian, since we're essentially leaving, Bissel to get ready for Ket or Pelek and all that, I'm going to appoint the what's his name? Sylvir,
Yep.
as kind of like a house Carl, just to oversee things while we're away doing diplomatic missions to to gather more forces.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. That sounds like a solid plan. Yes.
And if anybody stops us and says, if this is a diplomatic mission, where's the ambassador? I'm the ambassador.
I am.
Ambassador fight. No.
That's the position I was given. So, but let's just get.
Ready?
I really just want to get Lady Ilya to the same place that Lady Raven is at. The two women that I care for are taken care of. Fuck Bissel. I have no ties there. But we'll see what happens. I'm not dying for the place.
Okay.
All this country is done for you.
What?
It
me
introduced you to me.
in a jail with by Ket. I had to break out with the leader of the country. We had all that stuff going on. Yeah, they've done a lot for me. I have the scars.
You have the you're renowned now. You're well known. Fame,
That's not
fortune.
good. That's not good for a spy. It's the opposite of what a spy is supposed to do.
A good spy would hide that.
No.
Bernard, what the hell?
I mean, I could go around sapping everyone and anyone who brings up my name as High Chancellor and just take care of business, but that's frowned upon.
True.
Bye.
Well, I know at least one person in the party, two, maybe three. I know you're not above, offing your brother and taking his place.
I was looking to hire you after this is all over. Shit.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, what means are we using to get to Raven? They're using the little globy thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So you blew a day looking for the dragon information. So in that day, what did the rest of us do?
Well, Timble, you and I, too, we knew you, but we went to Mrs. Plum's.
You were
breaking up.
breaking up there.
Yeah, couldn't hear you.
Timble, you and I went to Mrs. Plum
We went to someone's house.
looking.
No, that microphone's shot. uh,
Stand.
I'll go. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm there.
Okay, hold on.
It's the bear went over the mount to see what he could see. Oh, is she going to chat? This will fucking be horrid.
okay, so yeah, Grenna said that we went to Miss Plum's tavern house.
What are we going to do there?
Well, you can touch my cherries, but please don't touch my itty bitty plums.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely nothing came through that time. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah.
Right. Okay. So very good. Yeah. So what you were actually doing
Yeah.
Yeah, at Miss Plum's was to see if you could find one Vitram Harefoot, who is of some relation to Grenna. Unfortunately, Grenna is not familiar with Vitram. I mean, does know him by name, but does not know that much historically about him. He just knows that he is definitely a member of the family, but that's about it.
Might I beg his name once again?
Vitram, Vitram, Harefoot.
Now,
Yeah, we can't hear you, unfortunately.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's very muffled, but can't hear Grenna. Yeah. Yeah, that I think that mic shot. No, not that. That was terrible. That was worse. Unfortunately.
I haven't heard a mic check like that since Michael Jackson's Pepsi commercial.
You guys still have your headphones? And your...
Yeah, do you guys
Headphones.
headphones and microphone? That might help.
Wait a minute, Mr. Microphone. Hey, good looking. I'll be back later.
Oh gosh. Ooh.
E, good or W. What?
You know what? While we're waiting for that, did Kiffi ever send word to his clan?
He did actually do that.
Yes.
Yes, that is true. That was actually done.
There should be a vengeance posse on their way.
Vengeance posse. Yeah, pretty much. If there's anything to say about that, that is probably true. Actually, I did write down some information about that in the NPCs you have met or have not met yet. And I think, if I remember right, where did I put them? There's a few. I just can't remember. That's the thing about having like gigantic lists of NPCs that we have to try to keep track of every time. Oh yes, yeah. You are expecting, and most likely that before you leave, you are going to, of course, have to entertain the arrival of Tugar Blackhammer, who is the shaman of Clan Blackhammer. And he is the one who was sent with an entourage to collect the body of Angus. And they are going to, of course, take him back to the mountains, to the Lortmils, to be entombed properly according to his station in the clan. So, yes, that is definitely something that is going to... it just takes a couple of days for them to get there, but they are definitely... Once word was sent, the clan is definitely going to collect their own.
And does that get us any extra days to, like an additional day or anything like that on our overarching scale?
That will actually have to be determined by Kiffi himself when he converses with Tugar.
Okay.
You can do it, Kiffi.
Well, I'm not actually known for my silver tongue, so I guess time will tell about that.
It's dwarves, so they'll understand.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
It'll be in Dwarvish. We're just reading the translation. It's like watching a bad episode of Hogan's Heroes.
Wait, there was a bad episode of Hogan's Heroes? I love that show.
I love that show too.
Yeah.
Not alone.
No.
I love it.
It's like for those people who were millennials and Gen Zs and A's, look it up. It's worth it.
Yeah, that was kind of like a staple of latchkey children afternoons.
Yeah.
And to those people in Germany, it doesn't glorify the Nazis.
No, it doesn't.
Get him,
Okay.
Kiffi.
Alrighty. So, how do you guys want to proceed? Do you want to
Let's see if
go
we
ahead?
can get Grenna and Russ on here.
Yeah.
Nope, not hearing anything.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Because I'm talented.
He's a loony.
We're gonna check your Discord settings to see if you got that mic selected.
Yeah, that might be the way. Oh, God. Wow. Talk about unceremoniously ripping someone's headphones off. Damn. That was harsh. Oh, look.
Part of the IT crowd.
Yeah, Russ.
Hey, Russ, this is just like going shopping, and you're watching us go shopping.
Russ's headphones are like shiny and make, they've got
We got a lot of
lights and shit. Yeah, that's kind
I have
of
the same ones when I plug them in, but you got to plug in a USB and it turns on lights. Seems all cool and everything.
it's
I thought
not.
it was overrated.
It's not. It's not really cool. Cool for the new kids, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. I just got straight up just stuff.
And I apologize now. It's time for dinner.
Oh, okay. So while we're waiting for Russ and Melinda to get squared away, yeah, my wife has she homeschools. She's a teacher, and she has two students that are on their way to Ireland, and they're going to be gone for 3 weeks. 1 week in Ireland, 2 weeks in Poland. So, which is kind of cool. So we were asked by those two little boys to watch over their pet hamsters. So we have 2 hamsters here in the house, which is weird.
If you have darts, you can hold the royal hamster hunt. And what you do is you let them run and you just lob it like way up like this.
Is that like lawn darts, but for hamsters?
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to be a little more gentle and say, how many times have you looked at it and go for the eyes, boo, go for the eyes?
Are the hamsters named Richard Gere and what was his name? Rick Springfield?
No, no. One of the hamsters' names is Dracula.
Okay, that's fucked up.
And the other one is called Gruffnut.
Okay, now that's a name that would probably come out of my mouth, so I'm not worried about that one.
Yeah, so it's Gruffnut and Dracula are here at the house.
I approve of Gruffnut.
It sounds like this could be like a character name down the road or an NPC that I haven't come up with. Maybe like a goblin NPC would be Gruffnut. I think that would work. But yeah.
I can see it as a dwarven name. Gee,
I'm gonna
Grandpa,
say dwarf.
tell us again about the time you slew the 500 orcs single-handedly.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my
Reminds
gosh.
me of Snorri.
Snor-
He's got, what is that? Do any of you read the Chronicles, I think it is, of Gotrek and Felix?
I'm not familiar with it.
It's a Warhammer based story, and it is crazy. Love it. Snorri's one of the dwarves.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Here, woman.
Yeah, Snorri is one of the dwarven slayers, and all their slayers have mohawks, and he's bald, so he hammered nails into his head to be his mohawk.
Wow, that's lovely.
Quite a story.
Sounds like a Snorri.
Okay. Alrighty. So, wow. Okay. I think we're good now. I think everybody's got sound.
I hope so.
Yeah. No, I can hear you good. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm super happy.
So we have to
It's a
go
little
get
thing.
Uncle Vitram.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, not necessarily go get him, but see if he has any information that we may have been missing from, because his world is different than ours. So maybe he knows something that we don't.
Okay. That's cool.
So he's a drug addict.
No,
His world is different from ours.
but it's more in line with Timble's world.
Timble's a drug addict.
No. I know he sniffs that parchment.
It's-
Something wicked in that paint. You need to stop
Yeah.
eating it.
I secretly have one of Toby's little toes, the bone, and I'm scraping it and sniffing the bone dust.
You know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't put a past your character to do that, though.
It smells like mimeograph ink. Okay,
Like
so
something.
okay, so yes, so that evening you both Timble and Grenna, you make your way out into Pellic. All the while, as you're walking through the streets, you can see that some of the damage is, the people are trying to clean up, trying to get back to some sort of semblance of order. You actually leave the city itself, leaving the city walls kind of behind you, and go into sort of like the suburbs of Pellic, which are, there are actually homes and things and places outside. It is a walled city, but it's kind of expanded beyond its walls over the years. So you finally come to this kind of rundown looking building. Now, the buildings out here, most of these are homes, hovels, things of that nature, did not really catch a lot of damage from the dragon. So that's kind of a nice thing. And you can, as you walk up, you can hear that there is music playing from inside. It sounds like mostly like a violin. And you can see that there are lights on inside, candles, lantern light. And above the door, the hanging sign says Mrs. Plums. So I guess you are. What would you like to do?
Walk in.
Okay, well,
There's
that's
a
cool.
door.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you guys were going to be like casing the joint first and trying to find all the exits, but okay, that's fine. So yeah, you walk right on in.
Yeah, I kind of found that it's best to just walk in and
Figure it out.
Pray for the best.
and make sure.
get money out
Okay.
and,
yeah.
and buy a drink.
Yeah. So Bubbles had went with you, and as you know, Bubbles kind of approaches the door. He kind of lets out this kind of low growling noise as he's staring at the door and looking up at you, Grenna. Yeah, it's and every once in a while you do, you know, if you remember, he does kind of telepathically communicate with you. He says, "Mistress, are you sure you want to walk into this place?"
No.
It's
But
like,
this is where I'm told I can find my uncle, and I'm hoping that he has some information that will be useful.
he just, you know, his ears are kind of low against his head, and he says, "Understandable. Would you like for me to go in with you, or do you want me to stay out here and guard?"
Intimidation, I think, would be good at this point.
Okay. So yeah, you uh-huh.
While I hear the Bubbles growling, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I know he can communicate verbally, at least some. Say, what are you sensing? What's setting you off? What are you sensing in there?
Oh, so what is Bubbles seeing, feeling, smelling, sensing?
Yeah, of course you can't really communicate too well with him. You just know that he's uneasy. So
He was able to talk once before.
yeah, but he wasn't talking to you all. He was talking to Grenna.
We heard him out loud, I thought, at one point speak something, and we all went, "What?" I think there was one
don't
point,
remember that.
but
I think
Okay.
it was a very extreme thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
We may have to go back and look at that one.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
follow his lead, so that if he's being cautious,
Yeah.
I'll be cautious.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Last time I heard him growling, it was vampires. So
Oh.
I'm paying attention.
that is true. It was
I've
vampires.
forgotten about the vampires.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Why don't we go around the building and see how things are? You think, Timble?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay. So
For the record, they're the only two here right now, correct?
correct. Okay. So you two sort of keep an eye, you know, on the building, walking around the sides. And in the back, you see that there is one of those basements that has like the storm doors that open up and out so that, you know, they could, you're kind of thinking most likely that they bring beer and ale and things, you know, the big kegs down, you know, down the ramp that's probably on the other side of this. And you can see that the doors are unlocked.
They have a bolt hole. They have a way out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a
Sounds
way
like-
out.
Yeah, it sounds like any bar that I would know, but nothing too out of the ordinary, I think. But
Other than what is making Bubbles uneasy. Can Bubbles express what's making him uneasy?
It's just a general feeling. He doesn't detect any, it's not like he's detecting undead or,
Okay.
or things of that nature. He just feels that the people inside may not be of the utmost caliber, especially in in the presence of such as yourself and Timble. You guys are kind of important now.
Oh. Importance is relative. I have a bagpipe player up next. I'm good.
Okay, so what would you like to do?
I'll gamble. I'll go up and check it for any sort of trap. Looking for anything that, I mean, it's doesn't look locked, at least on this side. So therein lies the question. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm a inquisitive gnome.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you going to go
Perception.
up? Yeah, go ahead. And,
Are we going to go in the back way or in the front way?
I'm checking the back right now.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give a perception check.
Both of us are just Timble.
Well, Timble's the one who's actually getting in there and taking a look at this door proper.
Okay.
Lord.
This set of doors. Okay. Wow. Very good. Okay. Yeah. Your senses give you this. That definitely tell you that there is something amiss about this door, and you believe that it is trapped.
Got a trap on it. Not too certain what it is, but I'm there's something there. Can I get anything of a nature of what the trap is? Just a warning, just a.
Well, I mean, what your roll was pretty good. I mean, with the 24, you should also be able to see exactly what is happening. And from
Okay.
what it looks as though is that if the door is actually tested or pulled from the outside, that there is an inside latch, but you also see just through the crack of this door, you can see that there is some sort of package that is sitting on right at the base of it. So once the doors are open, whatever is in that pouch or bag will probably explode. Maybe. You're thinking that this is kind of like something like a tanglefoot bag, where it would actually tangle you up with, and keep you from actually moving. It would hinder your escape.
Okay. Dare I use my sleight of hand to try to disable it?
Let's see. I don't know if sleight of hand is what that we'd use, but maybe they would. Let me take a look here. What have I got?
Nope.
Sleight of hand, survival, stealth, perception. Yeah, it's a shame they kind of took away things like, I don't know, disable device. I like that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess sleight of hand would be the way to go. Let's see. Let me actually look at it. It says whenever you attempt to act legerdemain or manual trickery, such as planting something on someone else or concealing an object, the GM might call for a dexterity, sleight of hand check to determine if you can lift a coin purse. Yeah, but that doesn't really have anything to do with disabling devices. Yeah, so we'd have to think.
Rolled kind of good.
Yeah, no, you did. You rolled well, but I don't know if that is what we're supposed to be using. Well, unfortunately, they don't actually give you anything to use, so I guess sleight of hand will have to work. Real shame. Good going, 5th edition. How does this work? Okay, cool. So yeah, you are able to using some simple, because you have your tools with you. You're able to reach in with one of your, like a metal hook, and secure the trigger on the opposite side of the door. So now you can open it without it going off.
How big is this little package?
It's probably about the size of a cinder block. And from what you can see, it would probably cover at least a 10-foot area with this sticky glue-like substance.
How heavy is this thing?
You're not really too sure. You haven't actually opened it up and grabbed it yet.
Oh, I'm contemplating maybe we should just go in and I don't know whether I want to reset it or let it be. I'm really uncertain about going in the back way. It's not a great introduction, but at the same time, it does speak to a certain kind.
We could always take the package with us through the front, and when things get dicey, throw it at them.
Well, I hadn't thought so, but by its size, that'd be a bit cumbersome to walk around with.
Maybe. It'd be funny.
Oh, it would be good. Well, now that I've got it open, Bubbles, smell anything down there, boy?
I don't know if he's like Lassie, but
No, yeah, but I did say before that I fed him. I try to befriend him, not to.
okay.
So I like Bubbles.
Yeah.
So is it better with an exit strategy, my friend?
He said, yeah, I mean, he just looks up at you, Grenna, and you can, he senses, it doesn't seem to be any better here than it was in the front.
Okay.
Okay, so from what I gather, I've been sitting here reading this. It looks as though it's just a simple dexterity check for disabling traps. If you have thieves' tools, then you can add one's proficiency bonus to the check.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, I suppose. Yeah, if one chooses the thief archetype at 3rd level, one gets the fast hands ability, which allows for using your cunning action bonus action to disarm a trap. Wow. Okay. Well, see, that's good to know. Things you learn. Cool. Okay.
I'm not certain, Grenna, whether we want to go down through here or go in. Popping up behind the bar or in the kitchen probably wouldn't be the best of ways to introduce ourselves.
I think that's a good way to get killed.
We go through the front and be quite wary.
Okay. All right. So you head back around to the front and you open the door. And as you do, you can... The smell in this place is one of... It smells like sweat and actually very pungent pipe tobacco. It is definitely a seedy sort of location. There are just a handful of people here. There are no actual tables. It's more like shadowy, like booths that are around the walls. There is a stage in the center of the room instead of being on one side of the room, and standing in the middle of this time is the person playing the violin, who is a gnomish woman, probably early Middle Ages. Middle aged. So yeah, a mature woman. She does not stop when you enter. The bartender, who looks to be a very grizzled looking human male, not old, but it looks that he has had some unfortunate run-ins with either fighting, or some sort of monster has ravaged him a little bit. His face, part of his face looks like it has been burned and scarred. And he has, it looks as though he's missing his left ear. So he kind of looks, no one seems to pay you all much attention or any mind as you walk in. Yeah, and Bubbles just kind of stays behind you both, sniffing the air and keeping an eye out on anything.
Sniffing my butt.
Yeah.
So, do I have any? Because I'm assuming that I've run into this guy a couple times, being as how he's my uncle. But do I have any vague inclination of what he might look like?
Well, see, that's the thing. You have probably only met him maybe once or twice, and it was
Okay.
when you were very young, and so your
Okay.
memories are kind of. You just know that your mother's side of the family is somehow attached to this person. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. But you guys walk in, take a look around. Out of one of the corners, a half-elven woman, probably about 50 years of age. Of course, they live a little bit longer than human beings. Wipes her hands on her apron and walks up and says, "Good evening. Will you be staying for dinner?"
Serving.
Sure.
Of course, food is a little bit sparse, especially after the dragon attacks, but we still have some, we do have some provisions that have made it in. We have some pork, and we do have some beef, potatoes, and of course, bread.
That sounds good. I think we will take a seat if you have a booth available.
So yeah, she directs you over to a booth that is just opposite of the probably the best way to describe it was, as you're walking in the door, it's a booth in the corner of the building, on the same wall as the exit.
I like corners.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like corners too.
Okay. No one says anything about Bubbles. I mean, so there's not actually a problem with him obviously being here. And he just kind of curls up under the table and keeps an eye on everyone as, but like I said, a lot of people are not moving around. The only one who really is the one waitress. And of course, the musical talent. But she pretty much stays to the stage area. So the waitress brings over 2 flagons of ale, and she brings a breadboard over as well, and takes your orders. And do you want to ask her anything, or do you want to do? What would you like to do?
I'll ask her. So you've worked here long, or are you the mighty Plum?
Oh no, no, that's definitely not me. Says no. My name is Tira, and I have only been working here a few weeks. Yeah.
How's it been for you?
Well, before the dragon came, the business was actually doing pretty well, especially in the evenings. But it seems that people are leaving the city and heading to the south. So, and I'm
It's
probably,
hard to unask the area, I think.
yeah, I'm probably going to be following them within like the next couple of days. I have relatives to the south, and I definitely want to. Definitely don't want to be caught up by an approaching army.
Believe me, I know
Yes.
more than anything else. I hope you stay safe.
Well, thank you. That's very
Be
kind.
careful.
What will it be? Pork, beef, both?
Pork.
Pork? Okay.
Pork
Yeah.
and taters.
Pork and taters. All right. Very good. And for you?
I'll take pork and taters.
Pork and taters. All right. Wonderful.
Potatoes.
Franks and beans. Franks and beans.
So, yeah, so she heads back to the kitchen. All the while, every once in a while, you have people who sort of glimpse your way, but they don't really. It's not like they're very interested. They just kind of just noting your presence.
They're watching and changing their interest.
Yeah.
Other than the lady on stage, are there any other gnomes in the building that we can see?
No, just you and the musical talent seem to be the only gnomes that you spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really think this through.
Oh, it's always tricky when you go into something like this because the trigger. Good. We find Vitram. Trigger. We're probably in the spot for next week. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. You know.
How does Thieves' Cant kind of work? Are there signs of... My thoughts are, if there is like something I can do that I my character would know anyway, but
Right.
kind of give sign looking for hire.
Okay. So with Thieves' Cant, it is its own language. It also uses hand signals. It's but I also, as a personal addition that I like to add to it. I don't know if you all are familiar, but back in, I think it was like the 19th and 20th century, people would mark on walls of houses and buildings where it was safe for like hobos and places, and people to go, it's like either avoid this place or this place is safe, I'd like to add that as well. So you could actually...
That's exactly my thought when it comes to Thieves' Cant, the markings, all of that stuff from the hobos.
Right. Yeah, that plays into it. It's not just a spoken language. It's a sign language. It's a pictograph based language where they can, where others will not know what it means, and those who are in the know will know what to look for. So where Timble would know. Timble is fluent. He understands how this works. Grenna, though, would not. That is totally outside of her area of expertise. So
It's not a tree.
It's not a tree. There's not a squirrel in it.
And there's not a door that I can open. Yeah.
Right. So give me a perception check as you're scanning the room looking for things.
Both of us?
Most likely this is not going to pertain to Grenna. It's definitely going to be something that Timble would definitely note. Okay. All right. I mean, it's not the best. I mean, 17's okay. But it's, you do notice that there is a hallway that goes past the bar into another part of the building to the back. And at the top, right corner of the hallway, sort of like where a door jamb would be, you notice a marking there. And you notice two markings. One marking is the marking for safety, and the other one is a marker showing a direction pointing or denoting below.
Safety below.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll wait for the food to come.
Okay. So a few moments later, Tara walks back and she has two plates. Both have roast pork and like a huge potato to go with it. And she brings things like butter and salt and other things that you would possibly put. And she asks, "Is there anything else I can help you with?"
I guess I'm going to kind of be, on the wood, maybe in some of the grease from the food. Throw up a little sigil for needing assistance.
Oh, okay. She she takes notice of it and looks at you and gives you a knowing wink.
Where might I find some? And I'll say it lowly.
Mm-hmm. She just kind of motions for you to scoot over, and she sits next to you, and it just bends and whispers into your ear, "Sir, who is it that you're looking for?"
I'm gonna speak into her mind.
Vitram hair.
I was gonna do it so nobody would hear it out loud.
We always hear.
No.
Actually,
So are we gonna go?
I'll just say Vitram.
She kind of pulls back and says, "Okay, I will see if he's here." And then she gets up and walks down that.
I'll press a silver in her hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she takes a look at it and bows her head to let you know that she understands, and she says thank you, and just slips it into her apron pocket, and she starts to make her way down that hallway. Probably close to about 5 minutes passes before she reappears.
How's the food? Because I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
I'm feeding Bubbles.
Actually,
taking a bite, feeding Bubbles, taking a bite. Here, have the beer.
Yeah. Even though this place looks run down and kind of nasty, the food actually is not that bad. The potatoes probably could have cooked a little bit longer, but the pork is exceptional. The ale is actually really good. So it's yeah. I mean, give it a couple of stars on Yelp. Give it a Yelp review. Yeah, so she comes back and she once again sits down next to you, Timble, and whispers and said, Vitram will see you.
Wonderful food.
Yeah.
Really good food here.
She says, wait till I give you the signal from the bar.
And I'll give her another silver. This is just so good. You put it with the cook.
Yeah, she smiles broadly and winks again at you as she starts to make her way to see another group of patrons in the booth across from you on the opposite side of the room. A few minutes pass after she gets done refilling their drinks, and she walks back over to the bar. And as she does so, you've been keeping your eye on her most of the time. And so she stands there, and as she is pulling one of the levers on one of the kegs, you see her do this, and then pulls. You know that is the signal.
Yep. Well, then I'm going to get up.
Okay.
This is your world. I'm following you.
That's what I was going to say. Come on. And I'll get up and walk through.
Okay.
To that hallway.
Okay. So you're now both of you in the hallway, and Bubbles is behind you. And as you walk down this hallway, you come to there are actually 3 different doors here, but only one of them has a mark. Yes, in the actual door frame. It is very, very subtle. Only someone who is trained would be able to detect it. And it's not even like it was painted or with ink. It's actually has been pressed into the wood door frame. Yeah. And so as soon as you step in front of it, the door opens. And on the other side is a man dressed in black. He has a bandana with matching color across his face. His eyes are piercing blue, and he says, "You're here to see Vitram."
Hi.
He says, "Who is with you?"
My friend here. A relative of his, actually.
He looks kind of puzzled. He says, "Really? Interesting."
Hey, family is family.
He looks over at that Grenna and says, "Ah, so this is obviously some sort of official business."
Yes.
I mean, how often does the captain of the guard show up at Mrs. Plum's? I'm
Probably more often because the food is really good.
Yeah, apparently often.
You actually hear him chuckle at that. He says, "All right." Said, "Unfortunately, you're going to have to leave your weapons here." And he motions to a chest sitting just inside the doorway.
I don't think Bubbles will fit.
You cram your dog into a box. We got
Is that all the weapons?
We got a kennel.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. And he said, "No, we're not worried about your mutt. Just make sure to leave your blades, and you, miss, make sure you leave that bow."
Okay.
Okay, so
I won't leave everything.
okay, so what are you going to try to do?
I have a stone blade in the back in my kidney area in my belt.
Okay.
And one of the ones that the nice little dark elves left for us.
Okay.
And I would like to keep my my newest dagger someplace on my body, but now it's more of a test to see if they find
Okay.
both or metal versus
Okay. So so Grenna, you're depositing your weapons in the box.
I'm a team player, sure.
Okay, very good. So yeah, so he watches you very intently to make sure that, and then he does a cursory pat down to make sure that you are you have actually deposited all of your weapons.
If this is my uncle, that's going to be really awkward.
what race is this fellow? I mean,
He's a-
height-wise is my concern.
He's a human.
Human.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So we need
2,
to
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, are 8 weapons enough for him to be happy?
Well, that's a really good question. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave it to fate with the dice here. So, yeah. So he's going to do actually an investigation check to see how far. But you can also use a matching deception to see if there is a way that you can hide it.
This
Well,
this kind of reminds me of that scene in Mad Max, where he starts unloading his stuff and puts.
right. Alrighty. Let's see. And let's see how he did. Okay, so did I do the wrong one? No, I did the right one. Okay, no, he rolled poorly. You did very, very well. So you were able to keep at least 2 of your weapons.
I know the 2. They're
Okay.
both poison.
Cool. Okay.
Of course they are.
Of course. Why wouldn't they be? Haha.
Hey, I started out wanting to be peaceful. You're the one that keeps throwing poison things at me. Now I got to use them.
Okay. Totally get it. Alrighty. So, yeah, as you kind of look past this guy, this room looks very, very small, and it doesn't look like there is an out. So it's kind of strange that but he reaches over and with his fist he bangs on the wall twice, and as soon as he does, you hear pulleys being engaged, and the floor at the end of the room actually kind of falls out into a set of stairs, and he just motioned you to move forward, and he actually is walking behind you as you go down into the darkness. But both of you all being that you have very good, I believe both of you have night vision. I think you do.
Well, we're both
Or low
so-
light vision, yeah, or something of that nature. So you're able to see down there. But one thing that you definitely notice is this is not the basement. Where you were looking at those basement doors before. This actually goes down a bit, and once you're looking at probably about 2 stories underground, and then it turns into a very long hallway that has been. It looks like a mine shaft. There's wood supports. It is actually very well maintained, obviously, and about every 20 feet is a lantern that is burning oil, and it lights the way before you. This hallway travels well beyond the confines of the building itself, until you finally reach another door. And this one, you can see that there are, once again, the thieves' cant markings on the door. Of course, announcing, says this is a safe place. And one of the things that says, that you notice, it says that travel secretly so as not to give away the location. It says, please keep this secret. So the masked man steps in front of you and says, you do understand that if you break the code of this sacred place, you may not leave here alive.
Break the code?
Yes. Of all people, you should definitely understand the code, or you wouldn't have gotten this far. The code.
I don't know how we would break the code.
The code is number 1. Only if you spill blood here, you will not make it out alive. Second, you don't talk about this place to anyone.
That's a given, but
Yes.
spilling blood works both ways. That's all I'm going to say.
Interesting. And he opens the door. And as soon as he opens the door, you see a fairly large chamber below. It is very well lit. There are people down here that seem to be doing business. They are talking about moving items and things, moving people. And all the while, like I said, there's just all this movement going on, people talking. Again, a few people stop and kind of notice, but really the real thing that kind of pulls them is Grenna and Bubbles, because they just kind of stand out from the normal of this place. This is definitely your realm, Timble. These are your people.
First place
yeah.
home in this
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, and you have many different types. I mean, you have gnomes here. You have halflings. You have, of course, human beings. There are also some elves here. Not a lot, maybe just a smattering. But like I said, more gnomes, more halflings, a few humans, 1 or 2 elves. You see no dwarves. You don't really see a lot that down here. So all the while you're kind of, and I said this is a huge room. There are tables, there are chairs set up. People are talking. People have maps on tables, like they're talking about plans. Either they may be adventuring, they may be looking to steal stuff. This could be a heist that's going to be going down soon. And eventually you finally see, sitting off to the side, is a halfling who seems to be just kind of taking it all in. And standing to either one side of him is a scantily clad gnomish woman, young gnomish woman. And she just kind of, seems to be sort of his right hand, so to speak. And he takes notice of you when you walk in, especially Grenna. And he a few moments later, you see the young gnomish woman walk over and address you both. Says, "Good evening. You're new here. How can we help you?" As she looks over.
You know already that we want to see Vitram.
Of course.
Well, let's get past all of the silliness and just get to the meat of things.
Interesting. And then she looks at you, Grenna, and says, "But you are different, aren't you?" You put on the appearance of a gnome, but are you really a gnome? And she just chuckles at that and just turns and walks back over to the halfling that is sitting there with one leg over one of the chair arms. And she whispers, and you see him just motion for you to come forth, Timble. He says, "So
if someone wasn't blocking us, I would have walked over there anyway. So
yeah,
I'll head straight to him."
Okay. So yeah, he straightens up and takes his leg off the chair arm and says, "So you're looking for me? How can I help you?"
Right. I am told that the young lady who's with me is a cousin of yours. Just a curiosity.
He just kind of looks past you to Grenna and says, he looks puzzled, and he says, "How is it that I know you?" And you're muted.
And the mic.
And the mic's dead. And the mic died. No.
Sorry, I got all sorts of new toys. I don't know what to do with them.
Okay.
You're not new, dear. You're old.
Yikes. Spicy.
As it catches up with everybody, and then lights go beep. All right, no. What, the halfling is saying this?
Yes.
I can't have an uncle who's a halfling.
Well, he might not be a blood uncle, but he is a friend of the family who happens to be, you know how it is.
It's
Good
Uncle Halfling Soprano.
Kiss the ring.
And the moment you find out your parents are actually smugglers.
The minute I find out my mom wasn't completely honest with me about her lineage.
Yeah, you might have to talk to her about that soon. Okay, so what are you going to tell him?
I have heard we are related through my mother.
He says, and
Didn't you say you met one time?
And said, who is your mother, actually?
Greta? Gita? How do you pronounce that?
Gita?
Greta.
Right. Gita?
Is it Gita?
Gita.
Yeah, it's Gita.
Gita.
He said his eyes flashed like wide, and he went, "Gita, are you Grenna Babbleboots?"
In the flesh.
He immediately jumps up and just walks over to you and just gives you this big hug. And he went, "Oh my gosh, I have not seen you since you were just a little runt running through the yard at your parents' home in Rabakel. Oh my gosh."
I'm taking a
What?
look and seeing the reaction of the people around.
Yeah, the people around kind of they stop for a couple of minutes and just kind of take in what's happening, but then they just go right back to it. The gnomish woman who is sort of standing off to the side just gives you a cursory glance and then just puts on a smile as well. And he pulls back and says, "I'm kind of surprised. It said, like I said, I have not seen you since you were just a little thing." And he looks at your clothing, he said, "So you are the new captain of the guard."
No one's more shocked than me.
This could be advantageous for me. And he
Or
laughs.
not.
And it's like, okay. How are your parents?
Last I checked, alive.
Good. Are they fleeing?
Last I heard, no.
Well, hopefully
Not the last time I was through there.
hopefully your
Of
mother.
course, they were more concerned about Bubbles and why I haven't found a man yet.
Well, he said, well, probably knowing your mother, she does have contacts. She'll probably be able to get you get her and your dad out. I'm not too surprised. I said, so you you didn't take up your mom's profession, did you?
No, I'm not a farmer.
There's your mother.
He said, "You think your mom's a farmer?" He just looks. He's like, "Oh,
Is this where the Yo Mama joke starts?
So that's funny. Okay, I will leave you to discuss that with your mom." And so he turns back to you, Timble, and says, "So, good sir, how is it that I can help you?"
Well, let's go back to something you said. The captain of the guard
Yes.
is a dear friend of your family, I guess. And I'm the High Chancellor of Bissel.
Oh, well, look at that.
And yes, indeed, it would be advantageous to you.
Just like,
And I'm going to throw a sign of there's money here,
okay.
or
He,
there's money to be made.
he mockingly bows before you and says, "Ah, well, my lord, welcome."
Don't even give me that.
He just laughs. Yeah, he just laughs at you and he says, "All right. Well, obviously you don't like to play. So what is it that you want? You say you have money. So what is it that you offer?"
Well, I'm curious at what you might be able to do or have contacts that can do to, I'd really like some people to kill some other people.
Oh. So you're just looking for an assassin. Why can't you do the job yourself? You obviously have the
Because I have
ability.
to go elsewhere. The Chancellery has me doing things that I would
Your
not.
your strings are being pulled and you don't have the freedom that you used to
They have me by
have.
the balls.
Ah, that's a shame. So who is it that you need killed?
Well, I was kind of thinking that it's not just one person. It's more of, I'd like some
Genocide?
those to get behind the lines of the Ket. They have messengers. I'd like to know what they're saying. They have leaders. Maybe
need
they
let-
start having illnesses and start falling on their travels southward.
Less leaders would be good.
I think I'd like to hire people to do that kind of dirty work.
Hmm.
And if you tell me I just needed to talk to my mom, I'm going to have some strong words when I'm done.
He said, "So now I do appreciate where you're coming from. I really do. I do. But I, above all things, am a businessman.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I do have contacts within Ket. There's not a lot, but I do know people. I could probably find some names and find some locations of high-ranking officers in the field. See what I can do for you.
I do believe that we could put some money on those heads, if it were.
Okay.
I do believe it's more advantageous to you to not have to pack everything up and leave. We're doing everything we can to try to stall the Ket advance enough to get support from a few other realms and really give them a fight and maybe push them back out of Bissel. We just want to, for you, more money with the status quo. Actually, it's better because you have two friends up in the castle.
Yes, and that is nice. I mean, of course, I do have others in the castle. You do realize this.
There's no doubt.
But it is nice to know that I do have the ability to gain the ear of the captain of the guard and the chancellor of the house itself. That does sound like a very advantageous proposition. Okay. So what are we talking about per head here? I mean, and how do you want to assure proof of death? Do you want heads?
Oh, I would love heads.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
So we're easily talking. So we're
Be open about this. I don't want to come in, and I certainly don't want people just walking around lopping off heads and saying, "Oh yes, this is such and such." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Of
I
course.
won't go for that.
Of course. So,
It's going to have to be directed.
okay. Interesting. Okay. Let me talk to my associates, and as you hear him say that, you hear like laughter going around, as people are actually watching this now, watching the this unfold. And he says, "Oh, okay. Let me think about this." And he looks back over to you, Grenna, and says, "Well, Miss Grenna, it is wonderful again to see you. Come back tomorrow. I shall have my decision if we shall help you and find some way of being able to make sure that the heads that we collect are the heads that you want. We need to discuss that, I think, further. Because I am not privy to the knowledge of all the names of all the commanders that happen to be at the footstool of the Emperor of Ket. So that's going to.
You only did.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice if I had that information, but I don't have it at this time. It may take me some time to gather it, but I do have my ways.
Maybe we could put him in a helicopter. He could crash.
Well, actually,
Only if he's flying in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, instead of us coming back to you, exposing
will.
you to more eyeballs looking at you because I'm a little bit conspicuous, I'm going to hand him my little owl. Say, just send your message with my owl, and it will come to me, and I can send it back to you.
He takes the owl and looks at it and says, "This is exquisite work. Did you do this?"
Yes. I was very bored.
This is what you do when you're bored. I mean, everyone is, there's now people who are kind of like walking around, gathered around you, and says, "This is exquisite work, Grenna."
Well, thank you. You ought to see what I built in the castle yard.
Okay. Nice. And he says, I will send my reply back to you via your beautiful mechanical owl." And he
He will
says,
be around tomorrow. I will say this.
Mhm.
I'll be back. I want some more of that pork. It was really good. But let me add that if this is something of a success, we have a shortage of leaders at the moment. There might be, let's just say, positions available.
"Well, I mean, that is very kind of you to offer, but, sir, I truly, I'm a thief. I'm a pirate. I live by a very loose moral code. Me,
Hey, I was going to put you in the house.
Politician who does
as it,
Didn't say
he just
put you in the
he sits down. He sits down in the seat, and as he does, he reaches out for the gnomish woman and just kind of spins her around onto his lap, and he says, "I just don't really see what a title or what a position would do that I don't already have here." He says, "I thank you, though, sir. I do indeed. But come back for the pork. I do suggest the beef, though."
I like the pork.
Out of the crowd comes somebody yells, "I call 69! I want that position!"
The ale's good, and I kind of like the company.
Yeah. Well, so he just says, "Well, I guess our business here is done for the evening." He says, "I have others that I need to attend to. It was wonderful to meet you, sir, and Captain Grenna Babbleboots. It is so nice to see you again. Make sure when you see your mother and dad, tell them that I send my blessings and wishes.
I have a feeling this is going to be an interesting conversation. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure it is. Farmer. Yeah. As he chuckles and snorts, he's like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Talk about deep cover.
I want to make him High Chancellor.
Jeez.
Do you want the others to say, someone else has done to you?
I think I need to write my mother. Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, the man in black once again escorts you out.
Oh, before we leave, I will actually reach out to shake his hand and tell him that it was really good meeting you.
Yeah, he says.
We'll be meeting again.
Yeah, he says likewise. I hope that we can come to some sort of mutual agreement. I mean, I do really like gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, you all are escorted out. Once again you find yourself standing in the entryway there to Mrs. Plum's, and okay, so you guys are heading back to the castle.
Our weapons, everything's there.
Oh yeah, everything was untouched. Everything was exactly where you left. You put it in the box. Nobody touched it. I mean, while there may not be honor among thieves, it seems that Vitram does run a pretty tight ship.
Make him captain of the irregulars.
Okay, so you guys are heading back to Castle Oversight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time you finally make it back, I'm not really too sure what else everybody was doing during that time. Kiffi, your people from the Lortmils have arrived, and they are right now holding a vigil for Angus. It is a very solemn situation. You see that there are not just Torgar, but he has also brought at least 4 other gentlemen with them. 2 of them you're kind of familiar with. You know that they're all cousins, that they all are relatives, and they are very heavily armed. They look as they're exactly what you would expect. They're definitely your people. They greet you warmly, and because of the solemn occasion, usually dwarves can, when they're in the company of their other brethren and family, they can be a lot more fun, a lot more jovial, have a lot more to say. But this is a very solemn occasion, and so they have it is a 24-hour vigil that they stand over the body, guarding it against any evils or any spirits that would try to, and then they are going to take him back to the Lortmils. So you have like an entire day that this has to be done. This is customary. After a while, Torgar comes to you and says, Cousin Kiffi, it is so nice to see you again. It has been some time.
Yes. It's unfortunate that it's under such grave circumstances.
Yes, Angus was one of our own, and he was a very valiant fighter. It was always an interesting choice of his to take up with the humans. Controversial, actually, but from the state of this nation, it looks as though dwarves might be more of a help to aid these people in the future. What is it that you think about the folks of Bissel? You have been here for some time, studying them and watching them and seeing if they are the allies that could be trusted. What do you feel about them?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel about their Lord Protector?
Oh, I have traveled for many months with their Lord Protector, and I know him to be a man of peerless honor. It's been my honor to fight with him. So as I have been adventuring with these people at Bissel, I have come to trust them and believe in their cause. And moreover, I believe that there is some vengeance due for our fallen uncle.
He says, agreed, definitely. I would like for you to roll a persuasion check with advantage. The reason you get advantage is because of Angus.
All right. Well, let's see how this comes out here. Persuasion. Well, that's a natural 20. See what the other one comes up as a 1. So I think I'll take the 20.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it pop up on Roll20, but that's okay. I will.
I don't trust him. I don't trust
Oh,
him.
there it is. Oh, there they are. Oh my, they popped. Oh, wow. How do you get a 0? Oh, that's right. You had a -1.
Right.
You don't. You're not very persuasive, are you?
He went like this. He rolled both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. It was like totally crazy. Okay, so yes, he says you are definitely correct, and I feel that now is the time for the dwarves to stand with those in Bissel. So I need you to take a 1d4 and roll it.
Rolling with the homie. Oh wait, that's rolling with the homie.
Rolling with the gnomies. Okay. Oh. Okay, so at least you have something. So that adds another 1,000 troops to the Bissel cause. So that's 1,000 dwarves to answer the call.
That's a dwarven
legion.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent amount of. That's a lot of dwarves. So
yeah, but they're only half as big.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're twice as hard.
Rock hard.
Okay. So with that in mind, that is going to add another day to your time. So the time that was eaten up by the dwarves, the vigil and everything. Of course, they have to return home and then send their brethren here. So it will take a couple of more days, but it does add another day to Bissel's lifespan. So that's pretty good.
From 21 to 20 when we did our thing, and jumps back to the 21st.
Right. So very good.
We have 20. Well, we have 21 days from this date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So very good.
Just
All
counting
right.
days and keeping track.
So Torgar again addresses you, Kiffi, and says, of course, tomorrow we leave to take our uncle back to the mountains, to our mountain home. Do you know when you will be returning? I know that your family misses you.
Yes, as soon as this conflict has concluded, I will be returning. In the meantime, do bear my greetings to my parents.
We shall do so. In each in passing as the as your cousins file past, they clap you on your shoulder, in solidarity, and it says, until your safe return, we shall see you.
I bow low.
All right. And so, yeah, you are. They continue the vigil, but you continue. You can do whatever you need to do. You don't have to actually stick around. They are specifically there for this reason. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I will
You're gonna
certainly spend a little bit of time joining the vigil as well.
Okay. Of course, that's very important. That's one of the things that, as far as the dwarven, your clan, they definitely honor their dead, especially their heroic dead. The heroic dead are very, very important. And Angus did, die a hero's death. So, alrighty. Kelex, what have you been up to? Or are you guys ready to make that move?
I think while all this stuff was going on, we were just kind of, I don't know about Tomas or Yarn, but just kind of go over and receiving missives if we've gotten anything from the north,
Right.
looking at different strategies, those kind of things before we head out.
Okay. Cool.
This is on day 21. They're 20 or 22 out, and that's where I'm in the library. So
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
not sending
okay.
messages that day.
Yeah. So that leaves Yarn. Yarn, were you doing anything specific, or were you just getting ready to make the jump to Amarillo?
Well, I was doing this.
Yarn sounds like he's in a German World War II radio set.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that sounded better.
Okay. What I've been doing, got a call from.
Okay, who here thinks it's Russ's computer? Hey, Russ, have you rebooted your computer lately?
Me. Yeah, it's clean, but always. So,
I would take that as no.
yes, I freaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep breaking it up. Russ, I'm
Sounds
sorry.
pretty painful.
Oh, that's it.
Nope.
Nope, can't hear you.
Is she muted?
She got it turned off at the cord.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I've been doing something very specific. I sent out a call for mages. I used the heralds and the town criers.
Okay.
Anyone with magical ability
Okay.
to congregate at the castle at X hour, whatever
Okay.
X hour is.
Okay.
And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to segregate them in ability sets and figure out what we can do with them.
Okay. All right. Very good. So yeah, after the call went out, you let's go ahead and leave this to fate. Take a 1d10 and roll it, and we'll see how many show up.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, because you guys been rolling so stellar this evening. So
We need
No,
somebody
no, 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 no. I got to launch the game. Hold on.
you're not even in the game.
No, I'm not even in the game.
Ouch.
I mean,
Do you want me to roll it?
no, I do not. And I especially don't want Ed to roll it.
I roll great.
There we are. For
Yeah, you
certain
don't want me
ways
to
of
roll.
great.
Yeah, you don't want Kelex to roll it either.
No. I got a 10. How about
All
that?
right. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. Yeah. So,
Means nobody shows up.
no, no, and no. That actually means that you got 10 people who showed up, but most of these are younger folks who were under the tutelage of other minor or other magic users. They may have some skills. Mostly, you're looking at ones that would be able to cast like first or second level spells.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There are some great first and second level
Those
spells.
spells,
And
yeah.
I'll make sure they have them.
Okay, so right now you have a small group, probably about this. Well, let's see, it's 10. It's a little bit bigger than a squad.
That's a squad.
Yeah.
There's a squad.
Well, I mean, it works. So there you go. So you have a squad of young mages.
All right,
It's Yarn's School of Witchcraft
Craft
and
and
Wizardry.
wizardry.
dude. I'm going to make sure they all have chromatic orb. I'm going to make sure they all have. They can't have fireball.
No.
No, not yet.
Magic, chromatic orb, magic missile, and misty step.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Okay.
So yeah, you're
Magic missile, magic missile, magic missile. Run the fuck away.
Exactly.
run like hell. Pretty much. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So yeah, you have this small group of willing mages to aid you in whatever you're planning on doing. So that's actually good. Alrighty. So let's take a look at the next day. Is the next day is the day that you all are traveling to Amarillo, or are you doing something else?
I would like to do one thing.
Okay.
I would like to go to a local orphanage
Okay. What's
and
this?
pick out a squire.
Oh.
I'm a knight now.
Oh. Okay. See, I was worried there for a minute.
You weren't alone.
There was a lot of people going, "Oh God, no! Please no."
Well, that would make a new character real quick.
A little pucker factor there.
Everybody's like, Ed's going to an orphanage. What the fuck's
Bugs this? Yeah, what's up with this? See, the reason I have that I have that reaction is when my son plays. Usually, that's one of the first things he does is go to an orphanage. He always plays thieves, and so he's trying to always build his little thieves guild or something. So he ends up like getting a couple of kids, start teaching them like how to be cut purses and things of that nature. And his dream is to become the character Fagin from Oliver Twist, and pretty much just have these kids running the streets stealing everything. And I'm like, really? This is your plan? He said, yeah.
I think on a side note, isn't there a show coming about Fagin?
Really?
Oh, I don't know. Is there?
I think I remember hearing something. That's going to be like happen like 2 or 3 years after Oliver Twist.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, okay. No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry, I tracked there.
Okay, so Ed, I'm sorry. So Tomas, you, yes, there is an orphanage. Like most large cities, there always is one. And unfortunately, now there's been kind of an influx because people have been dying. And, soldiers going to the front have died or been captured. And so now their children are pretty much alone and destitute. So there are definitely children. So you walk up to this place. There is an elderly woman who is tending to some of the children as they're sweeping the steps of the orphanage, trying to keep the place kind of clean. There is a little bit of rubble strewn around, and the kids are mostly clean, but some of them look, it's pretty bad. I mean, it's like Victorian England bad. It's like,
So you're saying it's been a hard knock life?
pretty much for them. So yeah, it's pretty down. It's very downtrodden sort of looking sort of stuff. So yeah, she catches your eye as you walk up, and she says, "Oh, good afternoon, sir. How can I help you?" As she just kind of starts making her way down the stairs, the steps to the front.
Good day, governess. As you may know, I am been appointed Knight Protector, and therefore I've decided to share the realm with one of your children as we go out and adventure and learn the world. And what a perfect opportunity.
At the sound of this, you see like all these children, and there's probably close to about 30 of them, just rush the fence that surrounds this place that is separating you from this, and they're just like holding on to the fence. Now there's a wide age range. Some of them, I mean, you have ones that are 5, 6. So you don't see a lot of you don't see any babies, but you do see like 5, 6, 7, 8. Mostly numbers for from 5 to probably close to about 15. And there's a wide variety of them. Almost all of them are human. You do see one or like maybe one elven child, but it's like really strange to see elves here in general. But no dwarves, no gnomes or halflings. It's mostly just humans and like 1 or 2 elves, and yeah. So, is there any type that you're specifically looking, or age range?
So you said there are 30 or 20 of them?
There's 30 of them, and the number.
Yeah, but 30 doesn't roll randomly.
Well, no, that's because it was canon. I created this.
I
I'm
look at
in
the
charge. Uh-huh.
I look at them. And have you ever been in a fight?
Most of them have put their hands up and said, "Yes, sir. Yeah, I have. I have too. I have as well." And
And then you seen a grown man naked? No, I'm not gonna.
oh gosh, you ever been in a Turkish prison?
But have you killed anybody?
And they all kind of look, kind of like looking around and stuff. Says, no, but Sheila killed somebody, didn't you, Sheila?
Sheila.
Yeah, and so you kind of look.
Shrimp on the Barbie.
They kind of like part, and sitting on the bottom stair because you couldn't see her is a young lady, probably about 14. She's wearing kind of a dirty shift, and she looks very kind of sheepish. But one of the kids says, "Yeah, Sheila killed somebody, didn't you, Sheila?" And Sheila doesn't say anything. She just keeps that steady stare. And the governess says, "I don't know about Sheila. Sheila she's kind of a troubled child."
The perfect kind. Come here, girl. He waves her over.
Okay, so she stands up, and she's actually pretty tall for her age, and she walks over. And as she walks over, you can make a perception check.
Woo! 21.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So as you watch her walk up, I mean, there's no limp or anything like that, but you can see that her fists are tight. I mean, she is like, she looks like she's about ready to, but like I said, she keeps that steady gaze. I mean, she does not lose eye contact. So, I mean, she's obviously a force to be reckoned with. You're just not really too sure what sort of force this is.
No, I know exactly what kind of thing this is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Good.
So she approaches the fence. She's like staring right at you. And she says, "Yes, sir."
Tomas on his horse reaches back and takes out a sword. It's his long sword. It's his old long sword. Remember, I have the plus 2 long sword.
Yeah.
This brought me through my apprenticeship. Drops on the ground. Takes out his +1 dagger. Throws it in the dirt. Takes out 20 gold. Drops on the ground. Says, "Meet me at the castle tomorrow morning." say your goodbyes, meet you there.
She just immediately just nods her head and acknowledging, and and that's all she does. She says,
looking at the keeper of the orphanage, or the mistress of the orphanage. Takes out the remaining 20 gold that he's got, says alms for the poor, and tosses them to her, and then just turns and rides away.
Okay, so as you ride away, you can hear the old woman, of course, saying, thank you, sir, thank you very much for everything, and thank you for taking this demon child from me.
Is it Toby's daughter? Man, that'd be awesome. Toby spawn.
You forget she's tall.
It's relative. Just ask Kiffi.
Hey, Grenna had a halfling uncle.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
And
weird.
apparently my mother isn't a farmer, so stranger things have happened.
Yeah, there's something strange about the Babbleboots family.
Maybe she grows the wicked weed.
The devil's lettuce.
Devil's lettuce.
And for the record, even Stephanie heard me say, what was it? Grown man naked? So.
So much trauma. Okay, so very good. Alrighty, so the next day, your new squire appears at the front gate in a very timely manner, as prescribed by you. So that's one of the first things you notice about this young lady named Sheila. She is prompt. She has the sword. She has the dagger. Along the way between the orphanage and Castle Oversight, she actually bought some clothing. So she's resourceful. Yes.
She armor herself or anything like that?
Well, with 20 gold, she was able to get some like piecemeal sort of stuff, but it's not what you would consider what you would have picked. Like I said, she's not, she doesn't understand the ways of becoming a fighting a soldier, but obviously you do see potential.
Tomas glances over, looks at her outfit, takes off his loot and say, start practicing, and then walks inside.
Okay. Okay, so okay, this is pretty cool. Alrighty, yeah, she takes the loot, and she starts just basically trying to figure out, listening by ear, of course, playing by ear, trying to figure out what, and then understanding how the frets work. Actually,
it's really easy. First song she learns is down, 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 da, da, da. First song I learned to play. Shit.
She's gonna be is she gonna be your bass player for the band that you're starting?
No, she's gonna learn hot cross buns.
Painful. Okay, so
I cannot mix grown man naked with hot cross buns.
Yeah,
actually, you probably could, but not in the way you think.
Okay.
Never in the way I think. But anyway.
Alrighty.
He's getting her started. So now, guys, where we head?
Okay, so Kiffi, your people have gathered Angus and placed him in the cart, and they have started their trek back to the Lortmils. So they wish you a fond farewell, and of course, say that they hope to see you soon, and they will definitely let your family know of your status and how things are going here in Bissel.
Godspeed.
Okay. Grenna, probably about mid-morning, your owl returns with a message.
Okay.
Okay. And the message reads from your uncle, Vitram, he says, I will take you up on your offer. I will start compiling a list of those who seem to be in the ranks higher up officers who are in the field. It may take me some time, but I believe that we can come to an agreement if you're willing to part with 5,000 a head.
I was expecting a mount, but that's a lot. Timble got us into this. I'm going to take over to Timble.
Okay. So Timble, yeah, you were given the message from Vitram. 5,000 per head.
Pricey.
With a guarantee that they are actually the people that you seek.
I would expect them to be dead at that price.
Well, they would be. They're
wouldn't.
going to be bringing their heads to them.
You and your weird art projects.
At this point, I would like to gather up everyone.
Okay.
Before we leave, we need to address something. Went and spoke to what I believe is the leader of the, at least the local Thieves Guild. And we had a discussion, and he offered to. Well, I want some irregulars behind the Ket lines, killing officers. Doing everything we can to forestall this push by Ket. But they are asking 5,000 a head.
Is this by rank?
And they're going to be bringing heads
just
and
by
proof
head?
that they are who they are.
Rank. By rank.
Starting at the top and going down?
The
Or
highest,
bottom up?
probably the highest ones they could find.
Now, my question is, how deep is Bissel's treasury? Because 5,000 is a lot. I'm going to send back. I'd like to send back a message.
I guess the question, I mean, this is something to Brian. I mean, do we have an idea of how much we do have in the treasury?
Yeah, you know at this point in time that you probably have about 15,000 left.
So even looting the treasury wouldn't work for us.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of Kelex. That is a steep price. And
Maybe
how do
we make a counteroffer.
I'm assuming
I'm not
negotiations.
sure about trusting these people.
No, it's not a trust thing. It's a business transaction. They want money. Will they take something other than money?
I think
have
trust
lots
is
of
the
land.
way it is here because I understand Timble has, certain skills and we've come to know, we fought side by side, so we do trust him. I'm not sure if I can trust our people's. I mean, how can we ensure that they will provide the services no matter what cost we counteroffer with?
Well, I think
that
we
is
do.
very.
Bob, I think the trick here is we sacrifice $5,000, see if they can pull it off the first time. But we put a high value target as the name.
The Emperor of Ket.
I think
that would be a little over the top for my uncle's men.
No, he's part of the military.
Yeah, but he's not on the strike force. I mean,
Are you sure?
Brian, the Emperor is definitely not out there with this horde.
No.
Do we know the name of the general or some lieutenants, maybe?
You're not really too sure exactly who's running the show.
I don't want coming back with
Maybe that's our counter offer. What names can they provide and what kind of position? Just so we're not just giving them some, they're going to give us some captain's head.
There needs to be a control here. So I agree. We need to have individuals and proof of who they are, and I think we would pay 3,000 a head.
Now, once we get the head, I can identify it, determine who it was and what it was.
Well, I would think that we would assign a value to different ranks.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought.
I'm saying $3,000 is top tier.
I do too.
That's
That's a lot of money.
That's like going after like the president of Iran or something like that.
All right, time out. We got two different things going on here. We have identifying the target and then paying for the target.
Hey, Grenna, can you mute your mic while Yarn's talking?
How about?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We cannot pay. Period. Dot. We know that. So we need. What? Getting out.
We can hear.
Swap.
Gonna need to buy him a laptop.
Okay. We can't pay 5,000 a head. We know that. So before we get into who, what, when, where, we got to figure out how we can pay them. Lord Protector, the only other thing that we have as a collective other than gold is land and titles. Be they actual or real or anything like that, we need to come up with some way of reimbursing or paying or whatever these things. I'm suggesting that I am sure there's one barony or one whatever who has lost all of its ruling whatever. Turn it over to them.
I made that suggestion and it was declined.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
I will, however, turning to Kelex, I would like to have papers drawn up, and I will put the proper seals on it. You and I can write this out. Making what's his name?
Timble?
Vitram.
Hey,
Vitram.
Timble?
Making Vitram the silent hand of Bissel. Means nothing. But providing him a title, something that he might be able to use.
I would also be willing to have a lifetime access clause to me. Think about it. Eventually, I'm going to be 18th level.
Thinking far in the future, right?
Indeed. Assuming I survive this one.
But I think we can only go as high as 3,000 a head for major targets, and commanding officers. What we would consider a colonel, a major. It's certainly kind of a tier down, and then captains. That's as far as I'm going to go. You kill a lieutenant, well, you did good service. Not paying for it.
His men are going to appreciate it. I mean, so generals, $3,000. Regimental commanders, $2,500. Everything past that, anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000.
And remember, we only have limited resources. What happened if they gave us 10 heads, which the money we do not have? So
Well, if they
Hey,
gave us
Pop,
10
check
heads,
what I just sent you.
I would almost ask for a list of names and their positions if they could provide those, and then
Mhm.
we select the targets.
Hey,
As
Pop,
for the title, yep.
just read what I just sent you real quick.
As for this
While
title
they
you
argue
speak
this
of,
out.
Timble, what kind of yeah, I know you say it's, you know, it means nothing, but what kind of duties would they be performing?
my thoughts are is that might tie him a little to Bissell more, much like High Chancellor is tying me, and kind of smooth out that path between us. That
Timble's building
communication.
his own little army.
Some people take squires.
Well,
Others
you
don't.
know, the silent hand could also come with a get out of jail free card.
As, to me, we have thieves in every city. It's a guarantee. As long as he can control, and it seems he has for some time, his people do not overdo it. They take what they can gain, but they don't do anything too outlandish. They can have what they want, as long as they're not drawing great attention to their day to day.
And I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use that. So, okay, you know, I can see a benefit. However, I think there needs to be restrictions and rules set forth. You know that there's certain things they can do.
Well, we can tie that afterwards.
Yeah,
Give them the title, and we can define it after we've won the war.
However, so back to the eliminating officers and things, I would think that getting a list of names and us selecting those.
Yeah.
And if they also maybe maybe a few some bonus, if they provide us
high up in the command.
some messages, plans, those kind of things,
Okay, so one thing that you definitely know is being that this is an imperial kind of structure, that the leadership is primarily going to be nobles. So you're talking about marquis, you're talking about barons, you're talking about counts, viscounts, these types of people. So gathering that type of information will not be all that hard. It's just trying to figure out exactly, who's in what positions. I mean, if you're killing off dukes and marquises and barons, those are top tier guys, monarchy wise. Especially dukes, because dukes can actually be like in line. These are in line people for ascension. So, you just need to come. Yeah, I will just provide those names for you, and we'll see exactly how effective Vitram's. But if you want to go that route, if you're looking for commanders in the field that have certain nobility titles, they should be able to get that for you. Of course, the ones that are higher up are going to be harder to kill.
And they come with a bonus.
Yeah.
And so what I did, Bob, is I sent you over a draft writ. And what I propose is we don't pay an upfront fee. We pay a post-win
money.
fee.
Right.
I propose a fee of 1,000 gold in perpetuity as long as they hold this position.
There you go. Okay. Well, I mean, that's something you could definitely, Is that what you're going to send back to him?
I just sent it. I sent it over to Pop.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, what is it that you're sending to Vitram?
If he agrees to it, this is basically what I just sent Pop. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a writ of appointment. Be it known that all citizens of Bissel, and to whom these present letters may come, that whereas, I didn't catch the name, has proven themselves to be a loyal and skilled servant of our fair land, and whereas their contribution to the prosperity and defense of Bissel has been recognized and deemed invaluable, it is hereby decreed that their names shall henceforth be known and recognized as the Silent Hand of Bissel. Their duties, the Silent Hand of Bissel shall serve as an emissary of the realm, executing missions of utmost importance to the secrecy, stability, and advancement of our nation. They shall include, if not limited to, intelligence gathering, diplomacy, and covert operations deemed necessary by the ruling authorities of Bissel. In execution of their duties, the Silent Hand of Bissel shall be granted limited immunity from prosecution for acts committed in services of the realm, provided that said acts are conducted within the boundaries of the law in accordance with the directives of the ruling authorities. Guaranteed revenue upon successful defeat of the forces of Ket and the restoration of the peace and order of our land. The Silent Hand of Bissel shall be entitled to an annual revenue of 1,000 gold pieces to be paid out of the treasury of Bissel without fail. This writ is hereby sealed by the official seal of Bissel, blah, 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 blah.
Not only no, but fuck no. All we need. What's that?
And your reasoning?
Sounds good. I can retire.
You know shit. Basically, all we need to do is Lady de Winter them. The bearer of this note has done what he has done on my authority for the good of God and for the benefit of the state.
I'm trying to tag this person to be a long-time player. That way we don't have to front out money.
No, man. Look, think about this. We are using these people.
Yeah.
They know we are using these people.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to have anything to do with us other than blackmail later.
Fine, we'll tackle that later when we execute them.
Here's the thing. We're not using these people. We're using Vitram. He's the one that we want. He's
Okay.
the one that we want to orchestrate. I don't care how he does it. I want him to orchestrate a series of deaths that takes all the way up to the Emperor, as far as I'm concerned.
And I
Kill
want
him
him
all.
vested. I want him vested.
Yes, we want him
I get it.
tied to us to work in that. And later we can draw him in a little more. I don't like the diplomacy part. He doesn't speak
Okay.
for it. But
Okay, question.
I want him hungry.
Question. I get that. I understand that. What is his benefit? We're looking at this from our point of view.
No,
What is his benefit?
I agree.
His benefit, first of all, is a cash windfall in perpetuity, and secondly, he's going to get some limited immunity as he does whatever he does within
We're
his.
willing to look the other way on certain things. That's what we're giving.
But you're making it official policy.
That's
That's what you're doing.
That's what
You're
spies
making it.
do.
No.
I'm saying it's
Spies are
neutral.
not
Yes, I
official.
am.
No spy is official. They all have the little cards that say, "Hey, I'm getting out of jail free," and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But the point I'm trying to make is, you're trying to do it from top down, whereas we need to do this as a backdoor deal.
Well, the thing is, he's the highest one in their command. He's the one that is going to be doing these things. That is the key. Getting him. He's not real hungry for titles. Let me
Okay.
add, I wasn't hungry for a title and had one thrown at me. I
So
will
did I.
do this to him.
Just for revenge?
I'm an egomaniac and I really want to hurt someone. And he's the one in the path. I want him
Okay.
time to do my job, so when I'm done and I step away, there's somebody there.
Okay. The key things I'm looking at here are, I understand the job we want done. I understand that you want somebody else that can step in. However, what we're doing is we're making this official policy. This means that Kelex is going to be tied to this for the rest of his career.
As Lord Protector, as soon as the war is done,
No. This is your personal. This is your personal reputation.
No, he's
Because you
not
did
sealing
this.
it with his seal. He's sealing it with the seal of Bissel. It's
No,
not.
no, no, no. Whether he's sealing it with the seal of Bissel or not, it is Kelex, Lord Protector, as the seal, the signature and the seal. Now, Kelex, I realize that I sound like I'm trying to protect you. I'm really not. I just think that
No, I
this is a
get it.
stupid idea.
You're looking at it from I'm a paladin, right? Let's just
Mhm.
get it over there. I'm a paladin, and so let's just try not to think too much of like the paladin back in AD&D, right?
Mhm.
They are a little different here, and also with Heronius, he has 3 rules. Or 3 codes in the name of Heronius, in the name of the people, in the name of the lady, right? He also has a lot of these, what do they call them? Analects. So I'm trying to use those as a way to continue, because we're in a war, right? Sometimes you just got to do things you got to do, right? And there's even some analect that kind of, that shows that, says, holy is the man that makes the ultimate sacrifice, so my morals sometimes can be that that sacrifice to save allies and innocents. So this is a weird concept, but
We're in that place in a fight, in a battle where it's really do or die. And at do or die, what am I going to be worried about the morality of it? No, I'm swinging as hard as I can.
Damn, I should be a cleric. Look, guys.
But in the end, how I decide how Kelex decides the things, if Brian feels that Aronis says, you know what, no, you need to be taught a lesson. That's what it is. I'm trying to do.
But the problem is the lightning bolt is not only going to hit you; it's going to hit the rest of us too.
We already got a curse on us. Who cares?
Curse? Wait a minute. Did I miss something? No, seriously. Seriously.
To it. So
I think that we should engage Vitreous, but I do not think we should make a proclamation, nor do I think we should make it policy of Bissel that this person is X, Y, and Z.
Well, I think the mistake you're making there is this isn't like proclamation.
Oh,
This is
I'm
just-
making
this
a
is just-
mistake.
I
I'm
think
making a
this is just
mistake.
giving him his get out of jail free card, like in here in present danger.
I think what it's trying to do, it's not like an official writ. It's something that is going to be kept amongst the peoples, right?
But you put it in
And it
writing.
will be. I'm sorry, what's that?
He would need it
You
in
put
writing.
it in writing. Once it's
And
in
then he-
writing, it exists. It doesn't matter if you say, well, that's not what it was meant for.
Exactly. And that's where I'm trying to get.
I'm not saying it's going to be made public.
Oh, you don't think it's going to be made public?
Who are you going to tell?
I'm not going to tell shit. However, Vitreous is going to tell somebody. And then
Well, first of all, Vitreous is only going to tell somebody if we win, because that's the only time he gets paid.
I'm really, really unconcerned about the fallout after. I'm not tied to this.
I am.
Oh, he's like, fuck it. I'll promise him anything.
I don't.
I've already said that we should leave the treasure and leave.
But I'm hoping that fallout will benefit the country and then fall on me.
Okay. So
I look at it this way: we don't have the funds to pay 5,000, right? Even 3,000 is kind of
And
really.
that's why I put him on a fucking thing where he's going to get a perpetual fee. We could pay 1,000 gold for the rest of life. I don't
Okay.
give a shit about that.
So how many do we want dead?
All of them.
Understand that. How
know,
many
he's-
do we logically want dead?
And
I think his
benefit.
first mission is find names.
We can afford
We figure it
2.
out from there.
Exactly. We don't know. I mean, that's like I said before. We need to find out who's in the field, and what names and what kind of positions to hold. And now Brian said it wouldn't take long to get that. So I think our counteroffer is that we will continue to work out a price. However, this is what the information we're looking for to determine an actual amount.
Okay. Far be it to make a mistake. But I think that putting anything in writing is a mistake. I think it would backfire on us more faster than than anything else. Now,
I get that.
you're the
No, I
Lord
agree with you.
Protector. You're the Lord Protector. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
And that's why we're advising, and he gets to make. the decision.
However, I don't have to be the court wizard. And I'm not saying that as a threat, but my ass ain't going to be associated with something like that.
Wow, Yarn has
To
morals.
be fair, you might not know.
Morals, Yarn has
That's
more
what
morals than
Ted-
you think. I mean, think about this. How many times in the entire 30 episodes that we've been through have I gone, well, shit, I'm neutral good. I really shouldn't do that.
And how many people have gotten NPCs have been killed? Oh, sorry.
He killed most of them.
Look, the only people I accidentally killed was the boat guys with the hydras. I mean, that's absolutely my fault, and I feel guilty about it. And that was, but
You'll be about it now, right?
out of everybody else, I don't give a shit.
All right, so before,
All right,
before
Brian.
I think before we make a absolute decision on what we do, I think we go with we need to get them to provide names and positions of what is basically on the front near the front line that's kind of making the commands.
Okay.
And Bob, I agree with you on that. The downside is he's going to want to see what's in it for him, and I think that's where you've got to float an offer.
Okay, so instead of making
another
that
link
proclamation, we could, I don't know how. I guess we could provide something that it's not signed, it's not, it's made an offer, a possible offer that we could look at giving him once they give us names, and then we can haggle some more about it.
So we need a party list before we can plan.
Actually, here's the question. This is really where it goes back to. We have 21 days. How much time are we going to spend on it while we're waiting on data? Or are we just going to say, here's the
You
deal.
burned the day.
You
You burned
I'm
the day.
hoping we're back before even that happens.
know,
I mean, I could be wrong. Shit does happen sometimes, but I'm hoping that we'll be back within a few days.
I mean, we could always send the information with Yarn's bird and have his bird fly wherever we are with the information.
That is already happening.
Okay, well then we can use my stupid little mechanical thing. So I don't know how far it can travel.
don't ever call it stupid little mechanical thing.
Okay, it is a really cool little owl that I made that is awesome.
There we go. It's Boo Poo from Clash of the Titans.
I was kind of leaning toward clockwork, but
Okay, so this is what you're sending back to Vitram, is that you need a list of most likely the nobles that are actually on the front, looking anywhere from dukes, going from dukes, marquises, barons, counts, and then you guys are going to choose from that list, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then you're counter offering, instead of the 5,000, you're looking at what? Depending
3,000.
on 3,000 tops for dukes, and then down the line, right? Staggered. Okay,
Hey,
cool.
Bob, I think the first thing we do is we deliver it and we be vague and we say we'll make it worth your while.
No. That's not
no,
gonna work.
because he's got a pretty vivid imagination.
Okay, look. 3,000 a hit from a Duke down, graduated. 1,000 perpetual every year to him personally. Guaranteed by Sir Thomas.
I think if he if he gets to this position that we're going to grant him, he's going to do other tasks. This is, doesn't. There might.
No.
We're not going to pile on.
Whatever else happens, this is this deal. Every other deal is different. What you're trying to do is try to throw everything into one big whole bag, and it's not going to work.
He's
We're
getting
not making a tossed salad.
That dude lives 100 years. He makes 100,000 gold pieces off his shit, man. I'd do that.
How are you going to come up with 100,000 gold pieces?
I'm going to look at Timble and
Bissel
Grenna.
does. I don't give a fuck.
You believe that this individual would accept those terms that we are offering? And I'm referring to the writ.
Yeah, I think he would.
I don't think he would.
I think I get a persuasion roll against him. I'll deliver
I
it.
think
I'll
we'll get
deliver
a
the writ.
counter offer.
I'll deliver the unsigned writ and say, and do the nudge wink. Do you understand where this is? Obviously, politically, we can't sign this, but we're in a position of need and safety of the nation. I'll deliver it and I'll throw a persuasion roll on it.
Timble?
Brian?
Timble?
I'm going to draw up a document.
Okay.
I am going to fake Kelex's signature.
Oh God. Okay, go on. I'm listening.
I hold this. I
You
hold
doing this
the
right there
stamp.
in front of me?
No, I'm not doing this in front of you guys. I hold the stamps, the seals.
He does.
I will have them properly placed, nice and official, and provide the counter offer of 3,000 a head, dukes down, staggered, proof of. We will need to verify the individuals. We need their names. We'll make the selections. These selections need to be made by individuals you think you can reach. I don't want you to say the emperor and not have anyone there and expect in 20 years when he dies, well, yeah, I did it. I want that done. But I am still going to name him the Silent Hand.
Okay.
I'm going to go through the once steward of Bissel, who now I've put in charge of
Ignore that roll.
Gian Zohair. I will seal this like I would any diplomatic message and have him get it to Vitram. He should have contacts.
Okay.
He should have means.
Okay.
And that he is to
My
contact
question is, what
Vitram
is
is
this?
to contact me through Vitram.
So, what are we deciding on that we are officially going to do? Not what Timble is going to do. I look at it this way. I still like the idea that we need names before we make a decision.
I said that. I want the individuals. I want to.
I'm saying this.
But we
from
don't
me,
know that.
what
And I
Kelex or
agree.
Kelex knows.
I will agree with that. We do need the names. The rest, I don't know. What do you guys want?
I'm still having issues with the fact that we're creating a hit list, but you know.
Times of war. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't get
I guess-
playing cards in the desert for no reason.
That is true.
Yeah, I sent my husband books and cookies, so.
Government gave us playing cards of who to kill.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did, didn't they?
I sent you a set.
And that rolled again into
It's not
Iraq,
hot.
and it rolled again into Afghanistan,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably still rolling.
Thank God.
Although I think some of them have X's on them now.
Thankfully,
Okay.
I wonder
So,
which card was the president of Iran.
Okay, so that is what you're sending out. Is
We hope so.
okay. Alrighty. Okay, so
3,000
cool.
gold. At the height, you're staggered.
Yeah.
But we do need to have a list of high value targets that can be reached,
Yeah. Okay.
and we'll name them.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. So you're gonna send the steward out to take care of that.
Isn't that going to be a little conspicuous?
The steward has mine. This other one has to go by Owl,
Yeah.
Okay.
the official.
So he's going to actually be receiving 2 different documents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One to go through me, the High Chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
So he's tied to me. He's not tied to the government. He's my silent hand.
Okay.
Gosh, intrigues within intrigues. How are you going to keep track of all this?
I think Brian's getting off on it. I mean, he's got a chubby over there.
Oh,
One has to do what they
my.
have to do.
Okay. Well, cool. Alrighty. So while you're waiting for the reply for that, because that is actually going to probably take some time, are
Shouldn't we leave?
Yeah.
yeah, are you planning on making the jump to Amarillo, or are you staying here for another day?
I think we need to get moving.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We've wasted enough time on this tomfoolery.
okay.
I do have one request. Can I change her name from Sheila to Shirley?
Isn't that your girlfriend, wife's person's name?
No, it's Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Stephanie. Well, I had an S in it.
Well, because if I create it, I've got an NPC called Shirley Templar, and I'd love if I could die. I get a.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you ever think sometimes, Brian, I need a doll so I can a doll of my brain so I can tell my therapist where I hurt when you're done playing with us?
Yeah. Yeah.
My hypothalamus hurts. My amygdala is shot. Anyway.
Okay. I mean, we can make this canon. I mean, if you really want to change the name of the,
Because I'm grooming this character to be my replacement player character. If
And
I'm
when
not.
you use that word grooming, I don't know.
Don't take
Yeah.
any word.
Jesus. Man,
Oh,
I
Lord.
said old man naked. I caught fucking text messages. Now I'm
Yeah.
getting yelled at being a
What you're
groomer.
doing is setting up a series of bad jokes. Surely you can't be serious.
But she's a
well.
Temple.
okay. So one thing I would like to know is your squire. Is your squire traveling with you to Amarillo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
She's my squire. She's traveling with me everywhere.
okay, that's fine. Okay, very good.
I don't go any other way because
Yeah.
the squire has to be at their night.
Okay. Very good. Okay, no, that's fine. I was just making sure. Everybody else, I guess, is ready.
Yep.
To make the jump.
Yep.
Okay, so
And
how are you gonna?
remember,
What are you?
Rhino,
Mhm.
I'm making Sylvere the kind of the house Carl.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so that's already taken care of. So how are you going? How are you getting to Amarillo? You're using the stone.
Yeah, we're going to go to Raven
Okay.
with
Okay.
Lady Ilya and Jan.
Okay. So very good.
Just don't throw away.
Okay, so very good. So, Timble, you take the stone. You all are assembled in the courtyard. Everybody is ready to travel. You have all of your gear. You have
Do
every.
we have to do it in the courtyard?
Where do
That's
you want to
kind
do
of
it?
What's left of the Mage's Tower? Has it been cleaned any?
It's kind of in the process of being condemned. I wouldn't go up there.
I think I'd rather go on that site than in the middle of the courtyard with everyone able to see.
We need to be looking heroic. That we are going out to defend the world and run away while we're doing it.
I have a feeling they wouldn't see that as heroic. It may be seen as running away.
What about the Margrave's office? Is it big enough for everyone to fit in there?
Of course.
He needs a smaller
Let's do it
office.
then.
We can save money and pay the fucking spy.
Okay. So you assemble in the Margrave's, the Margrave's old office, now the office of the Lord Protector, and you smash the stone against one of the walls. And as you do so, the portal opens up, a swirling blue maelstrom of arcane energy. And you all start to step through.
Before I step through, I look at Sheila and I'm like, strike a beat, you know, so we walk through with music. She's going to be my background music while I do stuff.
Why is it?
Because it was in my pocket.
Okay, and so with the strains of a very novice lute player filling your ears, you step through the portal, and this is where we're gonna end for the evening. You guys good?
Yay.
Yeah. Yay.
I can.
I like how Belinda just covered it. Yay. That was beautiful.
Brian, if we work with my Shirley Templar current, she's got a +5 in performance, so it might not be that bad.
Okay. All right, I got to roll up a character sheet for that one, so that ought to be pretty fun. Shirley Templar. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is now canon. Her name is Shirley Templar. Shirley Templar. I love it. Okay, this is good.
But Shirley's being trained as a bard.
Well, she might be a Templar at some point. The Templars were very artistic people. They enjoyed the arts as they went through and explored the world.
No, they didn't.
Well, they enjoyed destroying them.
They were monks.
They weren't
Well, some were better.
Bullshit.
Some of them were better monks than others.
Hey, wait
Yeah.
a minute. Can I get like
Yeah,
5
what-
more minutes to fire Russ up, and then she's got to deal with him for the
Yeah,
rest of the night?
Russ, weren't they like Cistercian monks or something like that? Most of them.
Benedictine.
Oh, they were Benedictines, not Cistercians. Okay, fine. Sorry. I'm
Let me
my
rephrase that. They followed mostly the rule of Benedict, but there were some modifications basically based on the military aspect of their order.
Like wearing wool underwear to bed so you wouldn't touch yourself or your neighbor.
No, you wore your entire
Is that what he tells you?
normal armor to bed.
I'm playing with you, honey.
Oh. Yep. But you know, one of the things that
They can't hear you.
yeah, we can.
We can.
Yeah, we can
Coming
hear
through
him.
quite well now.
you know, everybody on this podcast, except for Brian and Kiffi, could be Templars because they required you to grow a beard.
I couldn't be one.
For the record, Russ, I
Yeah.
actually am a Knights Templar. To the Masonic orders.
I understand that. I'm a Demolay myself.
So,
Or I
I'm a
was
loose
long
cannon.
time ago. You're what?
you're what?
A loose cannon.
Heretic? What?
Who's eating?
So not
Okay,
quite
now that-
cannon, but a loose cannon.
We're out of Bissel. Can I quit this chancellor, please?
He's cutting all deals. Fuck this. I'm out of this shit.
No. Ed, you said right there when Russ was saying that, you know, all of these things, but he was right. You're right. But Ed said, but he doesn't have to know. And I was thinking at the same time, I could do this and nobody has to know. So me and Ed were on the same kind of wavelength there on that.
Which is scary. I'd want to commit suicide there too.
No, I just had the urge to touch myself. I don't know where it came from. But really, really, really want to do everything to get away from Bissel. Oof.
Okay.
Are we still live?
We still are live. We haven't put the stream to bed yet, but we can do that
I
real
just
quick.
want to remind you, Timble, just kind of what Pippin said to Denethor, or at least Denethor. Well, that was the Pippin Denethor. You know, until my Lord release me or death take me.
Oh man!
Oh my! Oh my!
I've never made any such an oath.
I'm going to be
Death comes
sending.
for everybody.
What?
You didn't put
apparently not.
lemon
Death
juice on the
comes for
paper and
everybody.
look it up.
No. Death may come, but that may not be the end. Said Timble.
That's true. You can't get resurrected, right?
I'm here taking us to a tower of a necromancer. So
I'm sure she would like nothing more than to make you her little plaything.
He already is.
I know, but he's just missing the collar.
He's out
I'm-
there. Little.
I really am.
That would be with his little mousy.
Okay, so yeah, let me put the stream to bed real quick, and then we can continue on with this line of conversation. All right,
Night,
so
everybody.
so folks, thank you all very much for dropping by this evening. Make sure to check out check out the stream on YouTube. It will be uploaded probably tomorrow night. The podcast is going to put out a new episode on Saturday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning. So make sure to head over to iTunes, the podcasts, and look for the Mystic Syndicate podcast. And make sure to listen, and you can give us a review, and we would love to hear about it. And we also have open at this point in time, if you have an idea for a magic item that you would like to give to a member of the group, we will be taking suggestions for cool magic items that you can to give to a member of the party that they can use in further adventures. Of course, I have to look at it to make sure that it's not going to break the game, but you know, what?
What's the criteria here? Because man, I just heard about this. You know, I will fucking go online and get a magic item. So, is it boats?
No, it would be if somebody puts in a lot of effort to be very descriptive of a magical item. It can't be one of you sociopaths. It has to be somebody outside of the stream, because I know you. I know some of you.
Floating boat would be awesome.
We've been playing
By association.
I've been playing with you people for over a year now, and I think I got a pretty good handle on how devious and messed up you all are.
I'm a little angel.
It's a right now.
Anal.
So to get back to the thing here. So yeah, if you are interested in providing us with some interest, I will make sure to mention your name on the podcast and the stream to so people will to know that you are the magician that came up with such magical mischief. And
I think the proper term is benefactor.
Benefactor, yeah, probably. So yeah, so make sure to check all that good stuff out. Yeah. Other than that, folks, thank you guys for showing up this evening, and we'll hopefully do this again soon. Hopefully, we'll figure that out, and we'll make sure to put that on our Twitch channel, so you guys will know when the next show is. All right, everybody, have a good night.
And thank you, Brian.
Yeah,
Good night.
you're welcome.
Thanks, Brian.
All righty.
Hi, everybody.
So we should not be drunkards and dragons. We should be politics and pints. Fuck me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out from under this damn yoke.
You know, you could have said no.
No, I can't, because initially it was, I'm sworn to a house. That house has me tied.
Oh,
Whose
well,
house runs house? I said